Hi, my name's Terry from Davis Mechanical. I'm here at the Whitestown Ice Skating Rink with the new York chiller and the Carrier i-viu controller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to turn the computer on from when it's got the power completely off, go through the windows and show you how to gain access so you can control your ice temperature. Right at the moment, the computer is shut down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up and show you screen by screen how to maneuver through the i-viu program so you can set your ice temperature. Right at the moment, I got the panel open in the blue cabinet where the controls are located and the laptop computer. Now on the i-viu controls, it will function and operate the chiller with the computer laptop turned off. All the programs are set up and stored inside of the panel that's behind the laptop screen, which is right here. So with the power completely shut off on the laptop computer, we're going to start up the computer by powering it up. Simple one push of the power button will start the computer. This laptop is Windows 8. What we'll be looking for is the desktop where the icon for the i-viu is located at. It's called Field Assistance. This is the very first screen. What we're looking for is desktop, which is down here in the lower left hand corner. So we will take our mouse, come down here to desktop, double click. That brings us up into the desktop. Now what we're going to be looking for, which is three icons on the screen. You got your recycle bin, Google Chrome, and Field Assistance. First thing you want to do is come up to Field Assistance, double click, this brings up the Field Assistance launcher. System status not started. To start it, bring your arrow onto the green arrow, single click. That's starting the server. The next screen that comes up, it's going to try to get on the internet. Since we don't have an internet access back here, it comes up as an error. So all we got to do is come over here. We don't need this. We'll X out of that with the X up in the upper corner, which brings us back showing the Field Assistance launcher. What we need now to see is Google Chrome. It's down here in this lower corner. We're going to double click on Google Chrome. Brings us to this window here. Now what we got to have is up here you see on this screen here, it's got apps. Don't need that one. This FA is i-viu Field Assistance. Bring your mouse over to this part right here, single click. Brings us into a screen that's showing that we're unable to log on. So what we have to do is we have to hit back. Takes a little bit of time for the program to bring up its information. The very first screen that you see here is a graphics screen showing the chiller with the condenser temperatures going in and coming out, and the chilled glycol temperatures going in and coming out of the chiller. To set the ice temperature, you want to take your little arrow, come up to properties, click on properties, brings us up into this screen here, and then once we get to this screen here, we have a selection of choices. Bring your arrow to run conditions, click on run conditions. Down in the bottom here you'll have enable control. We're going to click on enable control, and then bring your arrow over to the lower right hand corner. There's a little circle over here. Click on that, it will scroll the screen down. But you look at what we want to get to is enable equipment to run. Right here is your set point of your ice temperature. Single click on that, it will highlight the temperature, and then you put in your temperature that you're desired to put in. So we're running at 22. We'll put 22 degrees, and then up in the corner here, accept. Click to accept, and that sets your ice temperature. There's 3 sensors out in the floor, and the program will take an average of the 3 sensors and give you a overall average of what temperature that the floor is at. To see that, come up here to the top selection. It says average slab temperature. Single click on that. It shows slab 1 sensor 20.6 degrees, slab 2 temperature 20.8 degrees, slab 3 temperature 21.0 degrees. Gives your overall average of 20.86 degrees Fahrenheit. Up here at the top we have trends. You can click on trends to bring up a graph to show you what the chiller's function has been operating at. What we can do is single click once and you have a little bit of information up on the top. This arrow here, you click on that, and then if you want to slide it over, click, hold, and drag. and you'll be able to slide the whole spreadsheet over. Put your arrow on the line and it will show you the time and the temperature at that point. Come down here, it shows the time, 2:10 a.m. the chiller shut down, and the high point here, which is your ice temperature at 22.23 degrees, the chiller restarts. The line comes down to the bottom here where the chiller shut down at 8 a.m. and at the very end is the present moment, 8:30 a.m., showing an ice temperature of 20.77 degrees. Let's take a look at how it has been running before, so we can slide over and you can see each point where the chiller shut down, the chiller started, shut down, started, shut down. So it gives a little bit of a sawtooth of starting and stopping of the chiller to maintain the chiller temperature of 22 degrees of the ice. Little magnifying glass. You click on the magnifying glass. If you want to take a closer look, expand the graph, click, hold, drag, will highlight the area that you want to take a closer look at, release, and it brings it in closer. If you wanted to bring it in even closer, you repeat that same process. You click, hold, drag, slide it over, and it zooms in closer. Now you'll see how it's going out of scale here. Up here in that same index box, you can click that arrow there and that will bring the selected area within the screen's parameters. To go back to the normal screen, this arrow button, it says back on it, click that once, click it again, and it brings back each time you zoomed in and showing the performance of the chiller and the ice temperature. We'll slide it back over to today. Now, up here you got this little icon here, which is a calendar. You click on that, it'll show the graph within a day, a week, a month, or a year. So if we click on week, it will show you the whole week's operation. Bring all that into the screen. This point right here, we ran the chiller down a little bit in temperature because we knew we were going to have it off because we had to make some adjustments in piping. And that shows from the time it went off to the time that we restarted the chiller, which the temperature, it looks like a lot, but it's not. It got up to 24.25 degrees. And then when the chiller started, and then when it stopped, it was 21.17 degrees. And then when it restarted, this high line right here was 22.03 degrees, down to 20.17 degrees, and then it restarted at 22.23 degrees and shut off at 20.10 degrees. Right at the moment, ice temperature is 20.77 degrees. Now, the differential setting on this, I have at the moment through the night 2 degrees differential, which brings it down past the set point by 2 degrees. To narrow that in, you just close in on the differential. You can lower the differential to 0.25 degrees, 0.50 degrees. So it'll be either 1/4 degree differential or 1/2 degree differential to be able to control the ice temperature with a tighter bandwidth to maintain the temperature of the chiller. 20.17 degrees is quite cold, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the differential, lower the differential to 0.25 degrees. To do that, we come up to chiller system. We'll go back up here to properties. We'll go back to run condition. Come down here to enable condition. We scroll down to our set point, and next to that is a 2 degree differential. So we're going to put 0.50, go up to accept. It locks that value into the processor, and we can leave that screen, back up into slab temperature, go back up to trends to bring the graph back up. We can slide, scale over. Temperature right now is 21 degrees. That's basically how you will set the ice temperature on the chiller.